Acapulco says, how you do this? Please tell. And what he's looking at here
Ask of me.
is my epic video. This is, by the way, the most
As you
epic
wish.
video I've made in years.
For my people.
Which is a paladin standing in front of Dabu, the celestial Redera idol, which is
I am
a
not
sheep
afraid.
with wings and a grunt head. And so to that, I always say, the way that I did that was, let me just go to my model test map here. The way that you do this is, first we're not in HD mode. Okay, let's go to make sure your editor's in the HD mode. That's pretty important. All right, we're not going to save untitled. Yeah, so basically you launch the editor, and I'm going to talk about how you do this. But not that editor. No, come on. Okay, launch the editor. Here's the steps in the process. Okay, step one. Thursday night, I began adding MDX 900 loader functionality to my MDX 800 parser. Okay, Friday night, I upgraded the functionality to support MDL saving so that I could read the data. Okay, then Saturday morning, I improved the matrix assign tool to work on MDX 900 skin information. Then I used this tool to link the grunt head onto the sheep, and then I used the file import menu of Redera, of this hacked version of Redera Model Studio, to then import wings. Matrix assignments during import do not work on the wings. So I was afraid to remove any nodes and only imported all nodes. Okay, now what I mean by that, basically, if you're interested, I accidentally, this is still opening? No, go away. Let's see, we go back to my model test map, and in my model test map here, basically, to get this guy, you know how it works. We got the grunt, but we need more than the grunt. We're gonna take the, let's see, Nether Dragon. This is where the wings come from, right? So you get the grunt and the dragon and Lordaeron Summer sheep. So basically you take this sheep and then you delete his head and you put this guy's head on there, and then I took the wings from this Nether Dragon right here and I just dumped them onto that, and I told them to be attached to the sheep, and that's why if you look at this guy in walk, when he jumps, the wings jump with him, so it is attached in that sense, mostly. But a couple oddities to it for sure, but you know, it mostly works. Looks like the grunt head still kind of shows up when he's dead, so I was definitely a little bit lazy about that grunt head. Maybe it becomes like a dead grunt head. Sure. Yeah, okay. But yeah, so that's pretty much how I did that. And it was a pretty slow process. Basically, you just go and should we make a different footman head sheep? Should we make like a pig with a footman head? Different headed sheep, right? Pig with a footman head. How about that? Let's do that. So basically, I just go in here. I have the list of units, and you go to like neutral. Yeah, like neutral passive, and everything's really slow. There's something really wrong with the code, so everything's really slow. So we open up neutral passive. I think it might be the DDS parser, to be honest, but I have no way of proving that at the moment. It's not what I'm focused on. So let's say we want to open the pig. You just double click the pig, and there's a huge amount of debugging information because I'm still developing it. And so then obviously we have a really bad frame rate. But pretty much you get to your pig and then you just select where you see the head and kind of like things around it, you know, as much as you want to get here. You just push delete, and that just nukes the head off of him right there. and then you got to get the footman's head. So you go back to your list of units, and you actually go to footman, and should be able to get us the footman here. So then you click on edit to actually go back to the edit tab, and here's the footman's head. So of course the key is getting the head and not these really big pauldrons. That might be a little bit difficult. Let's see if I just do like an expand select on that. Is that maybe most of his head? This viewer perspective doesn't work anymore. It broke. But you can see that's pretty much his head up there. So let me just Control Z that back. You hit Control I as an invert, so we select the opposite, and I push delete. So I basically delete everything other than the head in that case. And that just gets us a floating footman head. It looks like there's some part of his body here is accidentally included. So probably want to get rid of that too. Okay, so you get rid of all that, and then you just have this footman head. So then what we're going to do is you just copy the footman head, and you go back to this pig, and then you just hold your mouse. This is key, okay? You just hold your mouse where you want it to go, and you hit Control V to paste the head into there. And that pretty much gets you that footman head, pretty much just all 100% in there. And then you could probably use one of these grouping toggles to actually try to select the entire footman head at once, so you don't have to worry about maybe accidentally selecting part of the pig. In fact, maybe I did there. Yeah, okay, so like here's the footman's head. Now maybe you want it to really match the size of the pig. So I'm using hotkeys. We have WER, so like R is scale, W is rotate. You know, you could rotate a little bit, and W is translate. So basically then I translate that into position so that now we have the footman head on the front of the pig. And the last key here is we need to link its location, or its animation data, excuse me. So we do this reassign matrix, and you just find where you have bone head, and this is the head of the pig. And then you should be able to save this as footman head pig as a model file. So then you go to your map, you just go to the import manager, and you actually import Warcraft 3 models. But actually this is in Warcraft 3 Beta models. So Warcraft 3 Beta, just get footman head pig, okay? And you don't actually have to save the map anymore. You just import it and then go back to the object editor. Let's just make a custom pig. Oh, sorry, I spelled that wrong. So you go to pig, you copy, that's the pig farm, I'm sorry. You go to pig, not the spirit pig. You could have used the spirit pig, it would have been kind of cool, but I didn't. You get the pig, you go to the actual pig model file, and you get footman head pig right here. Boom. And as you can see, it looks strange in the previewer, but that's just because the previewer doesn't understand the shaders. When you actually place their footman head pig, it is actually a footman head pig. Now, if you really cared, you could make sure not to have a hole in the pig over there. That's obviously my mistake. But yeah, so there's this footman headed pig right there. It just loads right in, and you can just mess around with him. You know, you can make him like really big or something. There's this like footman headed pig. See, it's like a footman who got pig hexed or something. And then somebody was, I think, was saying, how do you put wings on him, right? It's like this grunt headed sheep. Here's the footman headed pig. How do you get the footman headed pig to have wings? And it's a little bit more challenging. It's a little bit more in-depth process, but you use this import menu basically that I've been using for years, and you just import like some unit on there, right? So I could just say like import unit, which is a little bit slow, but it gives you a list of all the units, and we could say, what do we want to put on this guy? Like, you know, Phoenix. Oh, it failed. Okay, never mind, you can't put a Phoenix. I don't know why that didn't work actually. We're gonna make it work. There's something wrong with that other view. Okay, we're gonna go back to this view. Let me just full screen this. Let me just click special, and we'll just get the Phoenix right here. So obviously this is gonna load up the Phoenix, and then we should be able to just basically get the wings there. So click on edit, and you just say, okay, how do I get the wings? Well, I select the center portion, and then we expand outward, but unfortunately that was too much expanding outward. That actually hit the wings. So we're not going to expand that outward quite so much. We'll just delete the center, which we've kind of shaved through there now. But as you can see, there's still some kind of nonsense going on here, whatever this is. So just get rid of that. It's probably partly the egg. I don't know. Yeah, some of this stuff, you know, we got to get rid of. So it's just the wings. Pretty much just delete that. and delete that. You know, just delete any like stray little vertices you might have. Cool, and let's give him those wings. So we go back to the pig with the footman head, and you just do file import from workspace, and we're going to import the phoenix wings from the workspace. Now the key here is during this import, it's going to bring in the animations and the wings together. That's the point of the import. It's because it does all that, it's slow right now when it loads. I'm going to have to fix it. I don't know why it's so slow. Something about Reforged and processing a huge amount of data, but it does function, so we just have to wait for it. A little bit of time here, and it'll load up. Yeah, there we go. So you can see everything is just environment map. It's pretty much just all broken. And you just figure out, you have to map the animations, right? So I have to say, which Phoenix animations do I want to be ported into which footman animations? So we got death, we got walk. Decay, we'll just have it not show up. And to do that, basically you just go to everything to do with the Phoenix here, and you just say, not visible in existing animations. And for the animations that we're merging, it is visible, right? Because that's fine. So you got all that. These particle things are mounted on. We could probably keep all these particles, I guess, particles and ribbons, but we're gonna get rid of everything else. The matrices tab doesn't even work, so don't even touch it. And then as far as the bones, I basically just took bone chest and link it to the bone chest of the pig, bone turret, link that to the bone chest of the pig. That'll kind of fix the little bit of the wings going on there. So just click finish on that. This is kind of maybe one of the hard parts, is it dumps in the wings, and also it's going to start lagging even more because it dumped in the particles. So let's actually turn off some of this geometry to try to help with the particle lag here. In fact, I would actually suggest going to preferences where it says render particle emitters and just uncheck that so that they just go away, hopefully, because that's just a really lot of particles that are just going to lag. I think that should be good. Yeah, we just don't render particle emitters now. It does make me wonder we might want to delete some of the particle emitters, but I haven't figured that out yet. So let's see. We bring in all these Phoenix wings and just keep going until you see the footman head here. These are all the elements of the Phoenix wing. Okay, great. So we pretty much have all the elements of the Phoenix wing here. Now the key is you bring back the footman head somewhat. You can kind of see it. Obviously, the rendering is not super on par. There's a couple things wrong with it, but there's definitely a lot right with it, right? You know, you can see that the wings are actually there. And you just align your wings on your winged pig footman. And it's pretty good. I definitely think we have too many particles. So let's actually go to this egg stuff. If there's anything on the egg that's like, I'm not sure. I think that these old particles, yeah, there's too many particles. I think they're gonna lag and stuff in games. So we're gonna get rid of the Phoenix particles because I just don't know. I don't know if they work correctly and stuff. I guess we could keep the ribbons, but we're gonna get rid of the particles. So for that, you can see these are pretty much all the particles right there. I'm just gonna select them all and delete them, and that should get rid of that. So then we're just going to save this as the footman head pig Phoenix wing. So this is the Phoenix winged footman headed pig. And basically now we'll just import that footman head pig Phoenix wing. See if it worked. You know, these things don't always work the first time, but that's kind of the process of what I'm doing there. Loading map archive. I didn't need to save, did I? I saved without thinking. It's just kind of a habit. So yeah, now you got footman head pig Phoenix wing. So actually that one looks like that didn't work correctly. There's a couple things wrong with that. That's interesting. I don't actually know why that is so broken as it is. Looks like maybe walk is good, but there appears to be some kind of animation failure taking place in stand. Kind of looks like we got a bum import going on there. So yeah, that didn't work. So you can always do it again, you know, if it gets really bad. Basically, you go to the footman-headed pig, you just open that again, and you just import the Phoenix again to that one. Import from workspace, Phoenix. Although, admittedly, I don't know that it would work better the second time, because I don't really know what went wrong. But obviously, if there's some kind of failure in the animation manipulations, we could try to just only move one animation. So let's try that. Let's just move one animation. We'll just see if we can get stand right. You know, it's a reasonable thing to do. So yeah, okay. Basically, what I noticed is that walk looked good. I don't know why, but walk looked good. So we're just gonna leave all these things, and then we're gonna transcribe walk into everything, and then in the other animations, it's just gonna disappear. Again, just link turret and chest to the chest of the pig. It just seems like, why not? Yeah, we're gonna leave all these animated nodes. Those were just messed up in the wrong color and stuff. And then invisibility. Oh, I guess I unimported these. Actually, yeah, you do want to import these. So you import all these Phoenix geometries, and we'll just set them to not visible. Yeah, so pretty much you do that. Seems pretty good. And they pretty much ought to kind of reassign all that. Not really sure why it didn't work or if it won't work again. But yeah, then you bring in this pig geometry and bird geometry wings there. And just keep going until the footman head is gone. Great, and then you got all this, so you just select all that. And you can turn the pig back on to kind of get a feel for where it is. So I'm thinking maybe what happened is that this thing has an animation where it like is raised into the air, so let's lower it a bit, try to maybe like counteract the animation. And then we'll just save that. Footman head pig wing 2. I don't really know. I was curious what it looks like. See if it worked at all. Footman head pig wing 2. We got that. All right, great. Head pig wing 2. Yeah, more like that. That's more like what you would want it to be. But the wings are still in the ground, kind of. So it is actually lower than we wanted. So we'll actually raise that a bit. Seems reasonable. Yeah, let's do that. Save it as footman head ping wing 3. You know, you just kind of tweak it till you get it where you want. Obviously, if you were doing this with an old style model, you could actually, you know, you could tweak it so it was actually bound correctly, but the binding doesn't work on this one, so I didn't do that. Let's see. Head pig wing 3. It's a little better, right? So there you go. It's a winged. It's a winged footman with pig body and fire wings. Pretty neat, I would say. And it should be true that during its walk animation, the wings move with it, more or less. Obviously, you would want probably to do better than that. We'll eventually get back to having the same levels of technology that I had with SD models. But with these, you know, you can get something. And this should work in game. Let's try it in game just for a little bit of entertainment here to finish off the video. But yeah, I think it should totally work. So I'll just click start here. We'll see what we get. Should work. Victory. Yeah, there you go. See, and here's our fire wing pig. Just like that.
Master,
of course, it's still a 15 hit point pig, so you can still kill it. There you go. Oh, that's interesting. It's looping its death. I don't really know why I did that.
Yes. What needs revealing?
Now I'm just having fun. Yeah, okay, there you go. Well, it died twice. I don't know why. They'll fix that later, I'm sure. Or they'll make me fix it. Who knows?